You got David Silva here, Crypto Dave. I'm still trying to figure out, like, this is the mirror image. I want to go left. No, that's right. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Guys, another beautiful day in the freaking neighborhood. It is October 25th. It is a Friday. It is 2024. We're like 6 months removed from the halving. We're like a few weeks from the election. We're like a year from taking profits, y'all. Yeah. That's right. Bitcoin. Where are you? Where have you been? Where have you been, guys? So, if you were with us a couple days ago or yesterday, that was Bitcoin on the daily. This orange horizontal is what I'm looking at in terms of what we need to break and stay above to continue this upward trend. So, it's interesting. It's interesting how the price is behaving at this level right now. Because I'm looking at it from over here, y'all. Right, there was just some price action around this level, and then it ended up being a level that people were selling at 68. Couldn't quite get it. Even in these intraday where the wicks went way up. No, we would close. We could not get above this level until most recently. Last time we were here was in July, so almost 3 months later, we get to this area again. Got above it, couldn't hold it. So guys, to me, it doesn't matter either way. If we reject here and come back here, if we come back here, like Bitcoin's gonna do what Bitcoin's gonna do, and the reactions that people have when they freak out, that's going to inevitably give you opportunities to get back in the market. So a lot of times, Wall Street or TradFi or these finance chads will tell you, "Oh, Bitcoin is too volatile. It's too volatile. I mean, yeah, we like Bitcoin. We like the asset, but it's just too volatile for me, Tom." And then Tom's going to say, "Are you sure about that? Because the U.S. dollar has lost 50% of its value in just 4 years. What you could buy with $1 in 2020 is going to now take you $2. A mere 4 years later, twice as much money to get you what $1 was getting you just 4 years ago." See, all those stories you used to hear, like when my dad would tell me, I'd go to the movies and it cost a nickel, and we get a Coca-Cola and a Snickers bar and it cost a penny. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And I remember being a kid and being like, why has money changed so much? I mean, I guess just the way it is. It used to happen like every 10, 20 years, you'd lose 50% of your purchasing power. Now it's happening every 4 years. Maybe it'll start happening every 4 days pretty soon. Either way, for traditional finance chads to tell you, "Oh, I mean, Bitcoin's just too volatile. I don't see how this could ever be adopted in any, substantial sense by the population because citizens are worried about the volatility." No, bitch. We're worried about losing all of our money if we keep it in fiat, if we keep it in dollars, if we keep it in government issued currencies. The dollar is much more volatile than Bitcoin. All the arguments against Bitcoin, you can get bent coin. All the arguments against Bitcoin are just like kind of bullshit. So the one which I just mentioned, which I already forgot what we were talking about, and then guys, the whole like energy thing. It consumes too much energy. It's bad for the environment. As someone is tweeting from their iPhone that needed precious metals harvested from some mine that exploited children, and I mean, it's awful. It's awful. That takes a lot of energy too, but you don't want to get rid of your iPhone, do you? That takes a whole bunch of energy. It does. People love putting Christmas lights up. That takes a bunch of energy. You don't want to give that up, do you? It's way easier to dry your clothes when you have a dryer. It takes a lot of energy. Bad for the environment. Do you want to give that up? Guys, the world runs on energy. The Earth is a giant energy ball that is being radiated and warmed by an even bigger energy ball our sun. Okay? We have an unlimited amount of energy coming into our world constantly. If it's from wind, if it's from solar, we have oil. I don't believe the lies. They keep the price of oil and the supply of oil limited. They control the supply and demand, the price. We have oil. You go to the World Odometer website, oil's going to run out in 5 years. No more oil. Pretty sure they said that 5 years ago. So we don't, all those narratives, guys, that are just kind of crazy and wacky, and you just see people kind of just repeating these narratives. They repeat. We've been hearing the energy narrative for years. We've been hearing all these narratives that explain why Bitcoin is so bad for years, only for criminals. Guys, if Bitcoin was only for criminals, why would criminals use a system of money that keeps track of every transaction that's available to the public? You know what's a little more anonymous than Bitcoin? Dollars, paper, money, paper. Now, it can be tracked. Now, criminals use dollars. It's not even a discussion. It's not even a question. It's obvious. So, all these narratives, you got to just take it with a grain of salt, and you got to realize why. You got to ask the question, why is this news agency or this news outlet or this company or this corporation, why are they pushing these old, flawed, disproved narratives? So there's a reason why. They don't want you to have any Bitcoin. Maybe that was the reason all along. Right now, Bitcoin 68,000. Yeah, we're just chilling. I'm going to look at Solana. Because guys, right now Bitcoin, we're just in a rectangle. We've been in it. If you can't see the shape, I mean it's right here. I'll do another one, just to make it a little more clear. But guys, it's been behaving in a rectangle. This being the bottom, this being the top. We're consolidating, and guys, this is a March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. This is an 8-month, going on 9-month here soon, consolidation. That is wild. So y'all, when Bitcoin consolidates this long and the price just coils and it gets tighter and tighter, a move is coming, guys. A move is coming. So y'all, let's bring Solana up. Now, before we dive into the chart on Solana, this is just interesting here, y'all. This is interesting here. Now, if you've been paying any attention at all to Ethereum and Solana, you know that metrics have been showing that usage has been going up on Solana. Solana's been basically taking or stealing, whatever you want to call it. It's been claiming a lot of the market activity that Ethereum used to always have. Solana has been taking market shares from Ethereum for a while, for the past year or so. If you look at, Solana over BTC compared to Ethereum over BTC, y'all, Solana is a beast. And I know it's a shit coin. It's not Ethereum. It sure as hell ain't Bitcoin. But guys, rotation out of Ethereum into Solana causes another surge in bearishness. So the Ethereum FUD, we got some FUD here, guys, but it's just specifically to Ethereum. Guys, there's a widening gap between Bitcoin and Ether, blah, blah, blah. There is on the rise a competing blockchain called Solana. Solana has gained 17% over the past week, while ETH has mostly been stagnant. Solana has surged about 600% against Ethereum since 2023. The rise of Solana against Ethereum has sparked discussions about its potential to flip Ethereum's market capitalization. The market cap still has a long way to go. Ethereum's market cap is $300 billion. Solana's market cap is $80 billion. It's got a long way to go, but what is that? That's 3.5 times. That's all it's got to go. I mean, it's 3 or 4 times. Ethereum's market cap is 3.5 times greater than Solana's market cap right now. Okay. Sure. I'm just kidding. It is. It says it right here. So, you just got to be wary. Just because something has been doesn't mean it's always going to be. Ethereum has been top dog for quite some time now. When I say top dog, I mean besides Bitcoin, Ethereum has been the top crypto asset. Besides Bitcoin, it's been the top shitcoin. It's been the top shitcoin for years. But guess what? Just because it was doesn't mean it will. Doesn't mean it will. Just because it was doesn't mean it will. Okay? So you just got to be willing to change your mind. Which is why about a year ago, up until 6 months ago, I was transferring Ethereum from a cold wallet over to an account where I could convert it into Solana, and that's what I was doing. Because this has been happening for a while, guys. So we'll see. We'll see at the end of this bull market if Solana's number 2 behind Bitcoin in terms of market cap. It would be very interesting. Very interesting indeed to see how this plays out. So now let's look at the chart. The chart. This is Solana, guys. Now, I know I say I don't do... Let's do 3-day. Kind of consolidate that movement. I know I say I don't do diagonals, but, y'all, sometimes you just got to look. You just got to use your eyes. Don't get so caught up in diagonals that you only use diagonals, where you say, oh, my God, Solana better not break this upper trend line. Y'all, if it comes here, we're on support. Once this drops to 167.76, this is support on this diagonal. Guys, no. Just no. Here's why diagonals are stupid. Here's why they are dumb. There was a solid diagonal trend going right here. Let's see right here. Boom! 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 Hey, guys, who sold when you broke below the diagonal? Idiot! Who sold here? Not gonna make it. Have fun staying poor. I mean, it can help. It can help. They're not as powerful as horizontals. I'm going to keep saying it. I learned that from Big Cheds. Go follow Big Cheds on Twitter. Go follow Big Cheds on YouTube. The guy puts out quality. Y'all, quality. I watched his videos religiously for like 2 years. Learned a lot. I used to have so many indicators and freaking waves and all kinds of this, everything on this. Now, really, guys, it's just horizontal levels. And I like having the moving averages. Why the moving averages? What do the moving averages do? They don't do anything. They don't bounce like it bounced here, but then it fell below. Because that's not what they're there for. A moving average should tell you quickly, are we in an uptrend or a downtrend? That's all you want to know. So look at this. And what order are they in? Right now, that's the 8, 20, 34, 50, 100, 200. They are lined up. It's above all of them. Weekly, we're in an uptrend. Daily, we're in an uptrend. Now they're starting to curl. They're coming up. Now these smaller time frames are moving up the longer time frames. So we have the 8, 20, 34. And this is the 200, 150. So as you can see, 200, 150. The 50 should be coming up, right? So that's why this has more of a curl to it. This has more of a curve to it because it wants to catch up and get in its place. Because in an uptrend, everything is in its place. Right? Bitcoin. We're clearly in a downtrend, folks. Right? All the moving averages are above. The price is below these averages, and they're kind of lined up 200 to 100 to 50 to 34, right? When you flip it, there you go. So we're not looking at moving averages to tell us when to buy or for a support, for something, for a price to bounce on support or something. Now, it does kind of do that, but it has to do that because the moving average line will adjust. It'll just straight up move to get closer to the price because that's what it's doing. It's a moving average of the price. So take the moving averages with a grain of salt in terms of if they're going to be your spot for a bounce. But y'all, they are very important in just determining. It should take you 5 seconds to tell if a trend is in an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay? It should not take long. You should be able to look at a chart and have the moving averages on the chart, and you can be like, within seconds, say, okay, this is an uptrend, this is an downtrend. If it's confusing, go, well, it's above some and it's below some. It's hard to tell. That means the chart itself is in neither a bullish or a bearish or bullish trend. It's trying to determine the trend. So it probably, in that case, if it is like in the middle and it's kind of mumble jumbled with the prices in between all these different moving averages, it probably means most recently there was a move, either a big move down or a big move up. And now the moving averages are all trying to readjust and find their spot. So when you're looking at a chart to kind of trade and it's looking like, oh, I don't know if this is up or down, don't do anything. Just walk away from it. Go find a trade. I just closed that, whatever. Can we bring it back up? Ayo, this is how you... I'm starting to figure it out. So, yeah, guys. You should be able to look at something and determine immediately if it's an uptrend or a downtrend, right? Let's look at Apple. That's an uptrend. That's a clearly uptrend. Almost every one of these averages are below it. Now, it's in between an 8 and a 20, which means medium term, 8 and 20, it's kind of having this little battle. But, y'all, we are above. That's an uptrend. Load. This is MindMed. A bio stock, right? You know, if you know what it is, you know what it is, all right? I wouldn't trade this, okay? It's below the 200. It's above the 100. It's below the 8. But it's above the 34. What do I use? I use 34. Chad's help me, dude. Yeah, it's above the 34. It's above the 50. It's above the 20. It's in the middle, right? It's a little jumbled. I wouldn't mess with that, okay? MicroStrategy. Clearly, we're in an uptrend. That's the 8, 20, 34, 50, 100, 200, in that order. So what you do in uptrends, you wait for pullbacks. You buy pullbacks. You buy dips in uptrends, all right? In downtrends, you fade pumps. You fade the pops. You fade the upward movements in a downtrend. So where were we? So Solana. It's diagonal. So I mean, it's still, even though it got above that diagonal, it's still like, nah. It doesn't. I don't use, you know me, I don't use diagonals. But right now, we're using it. So you could say, oh, this bounced off the diagonal, right? Or did it? Or was it this horizontal level? So that's our level right now, guys. 184, 186 for Solana. Once we get there, it will probably do something like this for a while and then come back through. If we're buying a dip on Solana, if you're looking right now, where would you buy a dip? Y'all, I see a pretty clear level, right? Right here. So you have, when this price got up here and pumped to 194, can't remember the circumstances, but y'all, 7 days it went down almost 50%. That is wild. That scared everybody. That scared me. That's a volume spike. And when this wicked, big bullish wick on that volume, that means a lot was bought and sold here. More of it was bought here. This is a level of support that will hold. And so far it did. Within that wick, it held. That's a lot of volume. That's a volume spike. That means, look at that. That's the most volume. It's the most volume in almost a year. I'm trying to go back a full year. Almost. So right here was similar volume. Take away that spike. Almost the most volume in 11 months. So that's a big deal. That's what you gotta look for, guys. When you see these candlesticks that are significant, they will not be that significant without the volume. Volume is just as important as anything else, if not the most important thing. When I first got into this, I'm seeing these hammers and bullish engulfing candlesticks and all these dojis and all these things that could be bullish or bearish depending on their position on the chart. A bullish engulfing candlestick is always bullish. Okay, so like I would take them in a vacuum and say, oh, this is bullish. This is bullish. You have to have the volume. The volume tells you how bullish it is. Without volume, it's just a pattern that played out that day. Man, it's not very significant. It's not telling us much. If it has volume, the volume's saying pay attention. The pattern is saying pay attention to me. This is an important pattern. The volume is saying this is a very significant. Although this pattern is always kind of significant, this version of the pattern right now, coupled with the volume, has made it even more significant. The volume, guys. Volume is crucial. So with Solana, we're just watching. This is what we got to break through. I would say this is the wider range, right? This is the wider, like up to here, the 204, 205. So sure, 115. Let's be more realistic, guys. Let's say 120. 200 to 120 is what we're ranging. But more specifically, we have a smaller rectangle that's been playing out more recently, since May. It's a while. So even though it's more recent than this, it's still a substantial amount of time. And it's right here, guys. It's right here. 187 to 119. Let's call it 120. Let's call it 120 to 185. Let's make it 120, 185. We're going to be bouncing at 120. We're going to be rejecting at 185 until we don't. So pay attention to that. I don't see us going back down the slow. You never know. You never know anything, guys. Anything can happen. There could be a black swan event in 5 seconds, and it could go back here. Anything. The market, the network, Solana network could just fail. Who knows? Like nothing is guaranteed. Keep your head on a swivel. So to me, it's highly more likely we go to this level and reject than as we go to this level as support. And by reject, I mean temporarily reject, right? I see dead people. No, I see something like this kind of happening. We go up here, didn't like it, right? Maybe we come into this horizontal or diagonal, where the hell, and then it's like boom, then a little bit of that, boom. Okay, so something like that, y'all. Something like that. Definitely be ready for a 160 price level, y'all. This could easily go to 160 today. This could drop to 150 today. So don't get hung up on this bullish momentum. But things are bullish. Like, things are bullish. And that is the dilemma, guys. No influencer is going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. You know why? Because they don't freaking know. Okay? So it's hilarious when you see someone go back to an influencer, so it's going to go to 200, and they go, you idiot, it dropped to 150. Are you a moron? And the influencer might respond, guys, it's probability. Like, I can't see the future. If I had a crystal ball and could see the future, I wouldn't be here making these videos right now. So I mean, God, people, take it with a grain of salt. These are people on here giving you their opinion. It's an opinion, okay? Now, maybe they're well-informed, maybe they're well-educated opinions, but nonetheless, opinions. And opinions are just like something. They all stink. Opinions all stink. You sure about that? These expressions. God. Y'all, it's been a good time. Yeah. Let's get after it. If you're already on this journey with me, which I doubt you are, thank you for being here. Guys, we're starting a channel. We're starting a channel, and let's keep it going. Bull market 2024, 2025. Let's get freaking wild, folks.